Hello everybody and welcome back to Dead Rising 2. Today we are going to be taking on a psychopath and saving a few survivors before heading back to the safe house. I just finished making a quick save over in the Americana and I'm now headed over to South Plaza, which is where this next quest takes place. And I said in an earlier video that WWJWD stands for What Would Jesus Do? But it's actually a play on words of that really famous phrase, and this particular quest stands for What Would John Wayne Do? Of course, John Wayne was a famous cowboy. Ah, South Plaza once again. I haven't been here in quite some time. There is also an underwear store here, or there's a unfinished store that has underwear, I should say. So if you need to strip down to your underwear, I would recommend doing that now, because the survivor we're going to be picking up that requires you to be in your underwear is also coming up soon, after we beat this next guy. I recommend having some fast attacking items that you can use, such as the knife gloves, and a few healing items. I have a couple of things. I've got some orange juice, a pie, and a hamburger, which I'm hoping is going to suffice. Because for some reason this particular psychopath seems to always deal a lot of damage to me.
Yeah, that's it. Now let me hear you beg, boy.
Please, we just needed food.
Hey, buddy! What? Who are you? Another trespasser? I'm in charge of this here mall. You can't just come waltzing in here. You think I'm just gonna roll over and play dead? Not anymore. You ain't the big man in town. Not no more. Everybody else is dead. I'm the big man now.
Hey, look. I'm sure he wasn't trying to piss you off.
Oh, think you're better than me? Well, you ain't got the badge, do you? Now you fellas have to listen to me. Y'all can't push me around now. Oh no, not now. If I say dance, you dance!
Ah, this is Mr. Seymour Redding, who is definitely an interesting character. He's a crazed security guard who attacks anyone who's coming even to look for some food. So long range, he'll try and lasso you. His lasso has a very far reach, as you can see, and he'll also try and shoot you with his gun. Close range, I do believe he pulls out a nightstick and tries to attack you with the nightstick. He's got really good aim, so if you're going far away to heal, I would recommend hiding behind a pillar or going far enough away so that he can't find you. There is some orange juice up here that you could use to heal if you do run out of healing items. And when he lassos you, you also drop the item that you're carrying, which is a huge pain in the ass. You definitely don't want to be lassoed like I just was there, but at least you can see what happens when you are. It's not a nice thing to have happen to you. This guy's just a huge pain in the ass.
I'm the big shot now. I'm twice the man you are.
I saw what you did there.
Oh, Chuck. That's probably your worst one-liner. And my favorite. He's got so many terrible one-liners in this game, but I love them all. because they're just so cheesy. After you defeat Seymour, you can pick up his 6-shooter, I do believe it's called, which is a unique gun. You can only get it from Seymour. And it's just a regular gun, nothing too special, not terrible on the firepower or anything like that, but you can pick it up if you want to use it. And for now, what I'm going to do is try and find one of these survivors that we can pick up after we've defeated Seymour. One of his victims ran off, and he should be through this area here, over by one of the maintenance doors. He managed to get away from him, which is nice. He survived. Unfortunately, his friends probably didn't. I'm sure that was the group that he was traveling with, which is, you know, really depressing. Poor guy. Now, this guy's a secret survivor. He won't pop up on your watch or anything like that. And he won't come with you until you have defeated Seymour. And when you do, he'll very happily come with you. You don't have to do anything other than kill Seymour. Now that we have Ray, we are going to go to the Fortune City Hotel for the Slave to Fashion quest and finally pick up that survivor that requires us to be in our underwear. After that, we can dress up and wear as many goofy outfits as we'd like. So I guess the fastest way is through here. She's actually very, very close because the hotel connects with South Plaza. She's hiding behind a bunch of plants over here by the elevators. And this is Europa, who's also in her underwear. That explains things. It's a total tragedy that anybody should see her naked. Well, how did you get into this situation exactly? It's not like one just runs around in their underwear all the time. But she was locked out of her room with no clothes. And of course, because there's been zombies, she had to find somewhere to hide. Not a very good place to hide, in my opinion, but apparently it's worked for her, so I'm not really one to judge. Okay, are you gonna follow me or not, lady? Come on. I'm in my underwear. I don't know what else you want from me. I thought for a second she wasn't gonna join me. Usually she'll tell you the location of the underwear store in South Plaza that I talked about a little bit earlier, if you're not wearing underwear. But I guess she just decided to give me that little nugget anyways. So we got her to join us. Come on down, let's go to the safe house. But of course there's gonna be another problem. As soon as we get her to join us, not only does she require us to be in our underwear, but the floor is just too cold for Miss Prissy Pants, so we're gonna have to carry her. And because we have to carry her, I would recommend going to the safe house right away. The quest marker is telling me to go that way, but I don't particularly feel like going back through South Plaza. I think what I'll do with these two is guide them through Fortune Park. The Royal Flush isn't terribly far away from the hotel, as you can see. Sometimes the quest arrow is a little bit screwy. I don't know if they were pointing us in that direction because it was faster, or if that's just the first location that the game kind of registered, if you know what I mean. And you also may have noticed the chemical dependency quest that I currently have my arrow on. If you want to complete this, you're going to need to have some Zombrex. And then keep in mind you also need more Zombrex for Katie when her next dosage comes around. And this actually has to do with Jared. I know when I rescued him I mentioned that he doesn't need Zombrex, and I was technically correct. You don't have to give him Zombrex. But if you don't, something bad happens to him, so when we drop these two off, we're gonna go pay a little visit to him and see how he's holding up. Seeing as how it's been about 2 days since we rescued him, he probably isn't holding up very well, I would imagine. seeing as how he just had gotten bit when we met him. And how is Ray doing? He's keeping a pretty good pace, and he also comes with a baseball bat, which is wonderful. He can defend himself. Because I can't defend myself right now when I'm carrying Europa. All I can do is kick. So those two thank us for our help. And if we talk to Sullivan, he's going to be really pissed off that we brought in somebody infected and he's locked Jared up in the cafeteria. So if we look at the details for chemical dependency, it says Jared Zombrex dose is wearing off. I better get him some more before Sullivan takes care of my problem. So I've got 2 dosages of Zombrex. So we're going to give this to Jared. You get 60,000 PP if you give him the Zombrex, which is huge. That might be worth it if you're looking to get as many levels as you can out of one playthrough. If you don't give the Zombrex to Jared, Sullivan will shoot him. If you're outside of the safe house, you'll just get a flashing message that says Jared is dead. But if you're here at the safe house when Sullivan goes to kill him, you'll actually see him shoot him as he turns, which is really brutal in my opinion. Sullivan doesn't fuck around, that's for sure. So that's definitely optional. If you don't want to spare the Zombrex, you don't have to. Jared will die, but all you really forfeit from that is the additional 60,000 PP. Anyways, I think that's about enough for this video. We still have a couple of quests here on our log, which we will get to next time. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.